exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
We're going to talk about something or other today, Mr. Magazine, that actually you brought up before the show.
Okay.
And it's selling to new buyers, people with zero positives. Why don't you give a quick little backstory as to what happened?
So I had this autographed Mickey Mantle piece. It was framed up, certified from JSA, and it was graded a 10, so we had like $4,000 on it.
How big?
11 by 14.
I don't collect Mantle stuff. Anyway, go ahead.
Thank God, because I have a lot more where that came from. Anywho, so we had a gentleman. Previous to that, we had someone buy two pieces that were like $4,000 a piece.
Right.
And then they had zero positives. Then they said someone hacked their account.
Okay.
So then I got a different person with zero positives bidding on this, and it was like $2,500. I said no. Then someone else with zero positives was bidding on this. $2,600.
Bidding or
making offers.
Okay.
I'm sorry, making offers.
Yep.
So before a few days go by, there's 3 or 4 people with zero positives making offers on this mantle, and we spoke about it. Hey, just call eBay about it. So the offer started from $2,500 to maybe $2,800, something like that. So they said I don't have to obviously accept the offer,
right?
And if they bid the full price, then I could cancel if I want to.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, and then
What reason did they tell you to use?
I don't believe they gave me a reason.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, it might still be a strike, but it's not the end of the world. I'm saving myself $4,000 because thinking it's a scam of some sort. I want to, stay away from these zeros. If it's a $50 item, I don't care so much. A lot less to lose. But I'm not worried that they're going to pay me. I'm worried that they're going to swap something out, like it's happened in the past, and I don't want to deal with that. If I can avoid that, great. So this other guy with his mantle's in his username. He keeps going back and forth. I really want it. Can you do $3,000? I'll pay you $3,000. Then he makes an offer, and I, decline. I said, I told him, I don't feel comfortable selling to someone with zero positives.
With the eBay seller ID, I scam mantle sellers.
Exactly.
I'm kidding. That's not his name. That is still available.
Exactly. So, I told him I just wasn't comfortable selling to someone with zero. Then he told me, that account with the 2 mantles for $4,000 that was hacked, that was him. He was forced to get a new account with a new username, and he wants to buy it and so forth. I just said, it's just weird that all these different people have zeros and want this item all in the same day. I've had it up for a couple weeks, So I declined his offer, and then he made another offer, $3,600. I declined that. And then he made I think at $3,600 I said, it's very fair. I would love to take it. I just can't do it. So I declined that. And then he makes the $4,000 and buys it outright. He goes, and then he emailed me back. He goes, I want it, too bad, joking around, something that, joking around, too bad I got it anyways, or something like that.
Right.
So, and then I felt bad. I go, you know what? If this guy's going to screw me, he's going to screw me. So I refunded him the taxes, good faith, like, $3,600 was fair. I don't have to do this, but I'm going to refund you the tax. And he was very happy. He said, you're a good guy, blah, 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 blah. So I think everything's good, but, you always get worried about that one chance something could go wrong.
I agree. I guess what you come down to is what you got to remember is everybody starts somewhere. And if this is some kind of a fraud situation, I guess what a lot of people do, and I don't want to give anybody any ideas out there, but what a lot of people do is they'll sit there and they'll buy 10 stickers at 99 cents a piece and get 10 positives.
Gotcha.
And now they've got 10 positives, and now they buy it, and hey, wow, he's 99 cent, $4,000.
Right.
So there are ways around it as well for that over there. And I know that at least at one point eBay had it set up where you could buy as a guest, where you didn't actually even have to ever sign in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is a good idea because I'm searching on Google, I see something or other, I want to buy it. There have been any number of websites where I've come across something that I've wanted to buy, and then it's like, join. You need to, I don't want to join. I simply I just simply want to buy the item. I've got a credit card. My credit card's good. My address is all going to match up. I don't want to join it. I don't want to go through all these steps. I don't want to get your promotional emails. I don't want to do all that. I just want to buy this one item. And a lot of times that's on some of the smaller sites that you run across the thing. You find some obscure little site, and you're like, yeah, I just want to buy it. Or I want to buy it from this guy's store.
Right.
Or, it's just a one-time purchase that I need. Say say I needed some, I don't know, say I got into old cars and there was one piece I needed for the one car and there's some obscure little website that happens to have that.
Yeah.
I don't want to log in. I'm never going to need another
Right,
piece for it
exactly,
again. I just literally need this one lug nut.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else. We don't happen to think that way about eBay because we're on it all day long.
Right.
But other people may come across the item and want to buy it, and that's just kind of how they do it. They're like, they just happen to sign it as a guest type deal and buy it.
Right.
But everybody starts off somewhere when you get down to it. And again, there are protections in place, and it's good that eBay had told you that go ahead and cancel if you feel uncomfortable with it. I know a lot of people, what they do in that case is they'll use something like a problem with the seller's address will be what they'll end up using as the reason why, again, because you don't want to necessarily get the strikes either.
Yeah.
And definitely we do hope it all works out for you. And you got to see that guy's side of things too. I mean, he's paying, he's contacting you, and all that kind of stuff. And it could have been one of those things that, and I don't exactly know how eBay works. I don't know if you have to set up an ID name or not. But, maybe you set up a couple different ID names, just like, oh, I forgot my other ID name, and he's created an ID name.
What they should do is, and if this is what made me think it was even more weird, that, like, say you click on his username, it's zero positives, but he's been on eBay for 2 or 3 years. But if you get hacked, obviously, they're starting at zero.
Right.
So it should say you're a new eBayer, or keep everything from the 2 years. You know what I mean? Keep your feedback, and so, but it is.
There's a lot of... Unfortunately, it's the situation in the world we live in where you always got to worry somebody might be scamming you on stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully this all does work out. And if you could comment down below on your situations and actions with Zero, if that scares you or not. It really does not scare me. But part of the reason why is, I think I might have 2 items over $1,000 in my store. I don't tend to have higher priced items. And the other side of that as well is, and we've noticed this a lot of different times, you tend to have a lot more unpaid items than I have. And it isn't just because you sell more items. It's because a lot of times the stuff that you're selling.
Right.
Somebody might try to rip you off of a card. Somebody might try to rip you off of some of the action figures. You're selling into categories where there may be more...
high risk.
High risk, yeah, that would be a good way to put it. Oddly... A blotter from 1927 from Geneva, New York, from some locksmith, doesn't get a lot of fraud. As crazy as that sounds, that's
or
not
Swanee River song sheets.
Those are not in high demand.
I can't believe it, yeah.
It really is.
It's shocking. Really shocking.
Everybody knows Old Gray Mare ain't what she used to be, but nobody wants the sheet music. So that could be part of it too. You're dealing with that, and so that's going to be something where your radar's up, whereas my radar's not necessarily going to be up, because I'm going to look and I'm going to, this person bought it because maybe it's got the same last name as that. Maybe it's got this over here. They're not trying to rip me off of a $18 piece of sheet music, and if they are, well,
God bless them.
Basically, they need that sheet music more than I do. So do hit the like button if you could. And one last thing I did want to say. Certainly, a high number of positives is no... we don't tend to deal with people that have hundreds of thousands of positives because there aren't that many of them out there.
Right.
But I've had a lot of problems throughout my days. I'm as likely to have a problem with someone with 600 to 1,200 positives as I am with somebody with 0 positives. Really.
Yeah.
And I think you're kind of the same way, too. It's these people that have been around a while, and they're just super fussy or super annoying or super... I don't know what it is. Yeah, and you end up with problems with them as well. And why didn't you tell me page 27 out of this 300-page magazine had a spot in the corner? Type deal. Obviously, they're not people that sell very often, because if they did, they would realize that it's impossible to go through every single magazine.
Yeah.
Hopefully that helps you a little bit. Do hit the like button, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.